Learning about people who have moved from another country to a different country. And we're going to talk about their experiences together. But I want to know, you're going to turn and talk with your partner, have you ever met someone that's moved from a different country? So anyone that's moved from a different country to the United States. Turn and talk with your partner, go. William, go up and sit next to Jamie on that side.
Yeah. So I meant to add to the classes. Like they did a check like one on Friday, and it looked a lot better graded. Like
Turn back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. So immediately I have Brooklyn's eyes up here tracking me. Immediately I have Jameson's eyes up here. So I just shouted you out. I need your eyes to follow. So again, I mentioned this on Friday, but Tyler, for friends who weren't here on Friday, having the computers in class is a privilege that will be taken away for friends who are not really focused, who are not taking it seriously, and who are not following all of those directions. Clear? Clear. Clear? Clear. So, with that being said, does anyone have an experience from someone who they've met from another country? Strong, proud hands in the air if you have. Miss Blessing, tracking Miss Blessing behind you just like Jackson. Tracking all the way just like Joshelle. Kyron, take that off of your head or you don't get to wear it at all. Okay? Miss Blessings, go ahead and share. Can you share loud and proud because I'm having a hard time hearing you up here? Just share your brilliant ideas with everyone. Had they spoken English before they moved here? So this is Blessings to share out, so everyone else should be at 0 while they're tracking. Anyone else who's met someone from a different country? Phillips, tracking Phillips behind Jarrell, immediately whip his head around. You don't need a pencil or a pen in your hand right now, so please put them down while we're tracking our friends. Okay, so, friends, bring it back in 3, bring it back in 2, bring it back in 1, and done. So William looks absolutely fantastic. His chair is pulled in all the way, and his eyes are glued right up to me right here. You don't need anything in your hand, so please sit down. Novi, I'm going to ask if you will move over there, sweetie, because this partnership isn't working. Grab your computer for me, okay? Hold it. We'll find a new spot for you later, but right now you guys are still talking. Okay? Track me. Track me. So immediately Deshaun still looks absolutely fantastic. So what we're going to be doing right now is we're going to be reading about an experience of a number of young people who had moved to the United States from another country. But I'm going to first go over some vocab that you guys will need to know for this text. So resettle, the word is?
Resettle.
It means you move to a different area. You're moving to a different area. Emigrated means you left a country for another. So emigrated means you're leaving a country for another country. You're leaving it for another country. Persecution is when you treat someone poorly based on their race. You're treating someone poorly based on their race. That word is persecution. That word is persecution. All the way for me. So diverse is going to mean various. It means
Various.
Isolating is when you make a person feel lonely. It's when you're making a person feel
Lonely.
Isolating is when you make a person feel
Lonely.
So Jarrell, go ahead and put that folder underneath your desk and put your pencil down and you won't need the folder out for once, okay? Go ahead and fix that for me now, bud. Jarrell, put it underneath your desk. And then resilience. So Jarrell, I'm just going to take money, bud, because you're being silly and you're wasting everyone's academic time now. Great. Resilience is the ability to come back from a problem. It's the ability to come back from a problem. So those are words we're reading. So listen carefully because I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do in order to find our text for the day. So no one's Chromebook should be opening. It should still be tented as you guys are following along. So you're going to go back to the classwork stream. When I say go, so Brooklyn, your Chromebook is all the way tented, so you make sure you know exactly what you're doing. You can see that here it says reading gist. We're going to be working on the one that says read the attached text. Read the attached text. So you're going to click that there. Then you can see that at the bottom of this, there is a link to an article. So when I say go, what you're pulling up, you're not writing your gist yet, you're just going to pull up this text so that it's up on the computer. Clear? When you're done, I want you to tent your computer so that I know that you're there. What are you doing when you're done? So your computers are still shut or still tented, excuse me, so that you're not getting distracted. So Duran's computer is still tented. What are you doing to show me that you have gotten to the correct website with a strong proud hand? Deshaun. Tenting your Chromebook once you pull up the article. Once you pull up the
Article.
So, I'm still seeing a lot of sleepy friends. So William still looks ready, still sitting up all the way. Boykins is still looking ready, and Phillips is still looking ready. Go ahead and pull up that article. Do it now as soon as you are done. Tent your Chromebooks, and I know that you're ready. So I just showed you, my dear, you're going to that classwork stream. You're clicking on the reading gist. So Jackson, you need to get moving so you can open up your computer. Let's go, bud. If you're having a technology issue, please just raise your hand in the air. Miss Ikea. You're already there. Wow. Amazing. Just trying to get you to speed up, and you're already there, my dear. So again, if you're having that technology issue, so you need to push the back button. I know, that's okay. I'm showing you how to log in. So nothing about my directions said to turn your voice on. You're just doing this at 0 as soon as you get back to this. This is why we don't close our Chromebook, so we don't have to completely relog in. We're going to put that there. So this is why I showed you up on the screen. Great. So now you're going to tent your Chromebook. Wonderful. I can see that Blessings is already there. Please keep it on your desk, Sean, so you don't think you won't have a computer, okay? So it's going to be really helpful if you click the classwork stream, because then you'll be able to filter it. So as soon as you get to, you'll see that it says reading gist, and you're going to go from there. Go to there, okay? Phillips, I'm not sure why your voice is on when you don't have this open yet, okay? Good job. Again, once you're there, please tent your computer so that I know you have found it. This is why we're not re-logging in every time. Where it says reading gist.
Pleasants, can you award this friend 10 points? Sorry, a deposit.
Yes.
She got there immediately. She was like the first, you gave the directions, she was there.
So friends, if it takes this long every time, we're going to go back to using papers. We need to get a lot faster with this. You cannot have to log back in every single time. That's why we're tenting it, so it will not take that long.
Bless her heart, she's been waiting patiently since. You just close that X. Yeah, you clicked on a picture. It's not a big deal.
Click here. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you are already on the page that we need to be on. Alright, track me.
Track you.
Track me.
Track you.
So immediately I have Blessings eyes all the way up here, sitting up all the way. Make sure. Okay, so go ahead and open up your computers. We're going to start reading this article. As we're reading, we need to be thinking about that who, what, and why. The
Who, what, and why.
The
Who, what, and why.
Great. Make make sure as you're following along on our screen, that's the only screen that's up. There are many eyes in this room, so if you are on a different website, you will lose computer privileges in all of your classes. Clear? Clear? Clear. So Jarrell, I need your eyes with me all the time, okay? So, question and answer. Jordanian brings resettled refugee children together on a soccer pitch. Luma Mufla grew up in Jordan and emigrated to the United States. In 2004, she started the Refugees, a soccer team for refugee youth in Clarkston, a small town in the southern U.S. state of Georgia. Coaching for 6 seasons, she has brought together players from diverse backgrounds and worked to find support for her
Team.
For her
Team.
So scrolling down past the picture, so we're at that first paragraph where it says Washington, D.C. As soon as you get to that first paragraph, put your thumb in the air. I will take care of it, Darrell. There you go. So I know that Jameson is there because he's giving me that thumbs up. Because he's at the part where it says Washington, D.C. Ashton, I'll be there in 1 second. For right now, just follow along. Washington, D.C., United States, May 4th, UNHCR. Luma Muflu grew up in Jordan and emigrated to the United States to attend college. In 2004, she started the Refugees, a soccer team for refugee youth in Clarkston, a small town in the southern U.S. state of Georgia. The town has become the home of many refugees settled there after fleeing persecution in places such as Afghanistan, Bosnia, Burundi, Congo, Gambia, Iraq, Kosovo, Liberia, Somalia, and Sudan. Coaching for 6 seasons, she has brought together players from diverse backgrounds and worked to find support for her team. UNHCR's pioneering $9million.org campaign, which promotes sport and education for refugee children, has been working with refugees for several months. Mufla talked recently with Stephanie Getson, UNHCR Public Information Intern in Washington, D.C. Excerpts from the interview. What inspired you to start the Refugees? I'd grown up playing soccer my entire life. While driving through Clarkston, I saw kids playing outside, barefoot and very disorganized, which reminded me of home. Looking at the kids, I realized they did not have the opportunity to play organized soccer. Beautiful's still tracking. She doesn't have anything in her hand. Phillips doesn't have anything in his hand. In her hand. Sometimes when I narrate really quickly, I make a mistake. Totally my fault, Phillips. I just get ahead of myself. It's really not a big deal. While driving through Clarkston, I saw kids playing outside. I'm sorry, I already read that. I identified with them because I came to the United States as an immigrant and I wanted to work with people that I had a lot in common with. How has your experience as an immigrant helped you in coaching refugees? Coming to the United States, as much as people would like for it to be easy, it's still hard and very isolating. Knowing that and having gone through that, I can relate to what the families are going through. Also, I am Muslim and half of the team is Muslim. Having religion in common and speaking Arabic and French provides them something that they can identify with. To my players, I have been successful in the United States, so the kids and parents feel that if she can do it, maybe we can do it too. What has coaching the Refugees taught you? It has taught me that it doesn't take a lot to be very happy. You can take the kids out any given day of the week and throw the ball around. They love that and they don't complain about wanting to do more. I'm always surprised by their resilience and strength, especially the mothers. They've been through so much and yet they are still smiling and working hard every day. These kids and their families have every excuse to give up and they don't. When you look at them, you can't complain about your life at all. How do the boys you are teaching balance school practice and adjusting to life in the United States? I think it's very hard and I've lost kids because they don't like the rules we set for them for their academic performance and the requirement that they attend tutoring. It is more of a problem with the older kids who have never been in school their entire lives. For them, Chastity's eyes are still glued to her page. If you have a technology issue, just raise your hand. It is difficult to admit that they need help or that they can't read. The kids that admit they need help and work hard are becoming successful. Jerron. She's now asking you multiple times, pull in your chair and sit up all the way. It's now deduction, pull your body in all the way, but it's wonderful. Most of the players speak at least 3 or 4 languages, and I tell them that it is more than their teachers know. I try to boost them up and give them credit for what they can do. I tell them over and over again that they can't succeed without a good education. So at the paragraph where it says, what difficulties has your team faced? It's towards the bottom. Put your thumb in the air if you are where we are. What difficulties has your team faced? That's the heading. That's the part that's in bold. I know that Kia's with me. I know that Boykins is with me. I know that